Connection terminated.
Hey guys, how's it going? DigiVoid Gaming here. So that last game that I posted versus Gallantmon where I got wrecked, I ran that back right after that, so I managed to get it in, and now I can show you guys what Imperialdramon can do. So he started off the turn by going into a Gallantmon and then playing Takata for 3. He passed it to me. I went and hatched. I Digivolved for Wormmon in the back for free. I draw a card. And then I go ahead and Digivolve for 2 for Shadramon in the back as well. So I go to 1. Then I hard drop this Vmon for 3. And then discard a Dino Beamon to draw 2 cards. Then hits his turn. He draws for turn. He plays Red Memory Boost. Puts me back at 1. Reveals the top 4. And ooh, he has 2 X antibodies at the bottom along with the Gallantmon X. So that's pretty good in my favor. He has the Growlmon, goes back to me. I promote Shadramon. And I have a choice whether I want to choke out or whether I want to keep moving forward. So I decided to choke him back out by playing Analog Youth for 2. Reveal the top 3. And then in this situation, I'm just going to add that Imperialdramon since I already have a Dino Bee in trash. So now I got 2 Dino Bees in case I need to set up for another one. So he goes back to him. He's thinking about what he wants to do. He Digivolves for 2, so he chokes me back out for Growlmon, and then he draws for Digivolving. I hatch my egg. And then I Digivolve for Wormmon in the back again. And draw for Digivolve. And right here, I'm just trying to get the setup going. I'm halfway there. I go into Flamedramon for 2. I choke him back out. I could have DNA'd and gone into Imperialdramon, but you know, I just waited a little bit longer before I could start doing all that. So he promotes his War Growlmon. He goes for his Growlmon, then he goes into Gallantmon X antibody for free. Trashes the memory boost, goes to 3. Digivolves for 3 for War Growlmon. And then we both trashed the top 3, which kind of helped me. And then he plays the Gallantmon off the War Growlmon. He's at 0. And then right here, I think he just Digivolves into, War Growlmon X. So he gives my Digimon on deletion and then also deletes both of them. So he deletes the Shadramon. And I get the Demi-Mare effect from that. So and he gains 1 and then another for the Inheritable. And suspends Takata to go to 3. Digivolves for free for Gallantmon X antibody. And he hard drops the Gallantmon from BC1 for 4. He puts me at 1. And he swings because of the Blitz. Pops my Flamedramon as well. Well, he gained the memory from that, that's why. Because I had it on deletion. I completely forgot about that. So it all checks out. And then I think I only have 10 so far, so the trash is 1. And he swings away, hits the Imperialdramon, and it just dies. So, I mean, he did what he needed to, but lost a big stack there. He's at 0. And I'm about to pop off. So I'm just waiting for him to pass turn, basically. I think he just passed it to me and gave me 3 right here. If he did, then that was his big mistake. Yep, that's exactly what he did. And we draw for turn. Promote. Digivolve for 2, go to 1 for Flamedramon, draw a card. And we'll what kind of sucks is that I had drawn into the Wormmon, which I hard draw for 3. Put him at 2, reveal the top 3, add the Imperialdramon, trash the Wormmon. I should have done it backwards, added the Wormmon and trashed the Imperialdramon because I already had a Imperialdramon in hand. But it's all good. So he's at 2, he goes to 0 for Digivolving into Growlmon. Digivolves in the back for free for Gallantmon. Then he Digivolves for free again for Gallantmon X antibody. So he's at 0 actually. I was about to say I was at 0. Then he Digivolves for War Growlmon. He draws, and then we both trash the top 3, which ended up helping me out because it set me up for the play I needed to have, which was the Shadramon. I already had the Dino being trash. I had the Imperialdramon in hand, so here we go. So we're at 3. I draw for turn. I hatch my egg. I Digivolve for free in the back for with Vmon. I draw. Then the problem here was I just realized that I should have dropped the Vmon. But I still can. I think I'm still able to do the play here. Yeah, I think that's where I realized. I was just like, you know what, I fucked up. I can't even make the play. It's kind of annoying. After all that. I Digivolve for 2 in the back, go to 1. And then wouldn't you know it, I drew into the Shadramon. So I Digivolve for 2, put him at 1, draw for Digivolving, affect the Shadra, DNA Digivolve. So the Flamedramon goes on top because it's Imperialdramon right on the left. Then draw for DNA, affect the Imperialdramon, bring back the Dino B from trash. And then end of turn, DNA for Dragon mode. He gains Blitz. And then I swing in. He gains 2,000 on his own. And then while swinging, he can Digivolve for 2 for fighter mode. So he goes to 3. And in fighter mode, when he swings in, he has piercing, and then he tucks in the dragon to the bottom of the deck so that nothing in the security goes off. That means monsters, options, and tamers, so nothing goes off in the stack. He can swing over the War Growlmon because of the Dino Beamon inheritable underneath. As long as it has Imperialdramon in its name, it can attack anything else suspended. And luckily for me, that Gaia Force didn't go off because of fighter mode's effect. This is what you want to be doing. That's the one play you want to be playing and making when you're playing this deck. So it's back to him. He's at 3. Promotes Gallantmon. Then he Digivolves for Gallantmon X antibody for 2. I didn't think he wanted to do that, but he was kind of forced into it. Ideally, you want to get a level 4 underneath that other X antibody and get his stack going. But he wasn't in such a great position after I went into my fighter mode here. So he's at 1, and there's not too much he can do anymore at this point, because I will be swinging over his Digimon over and over. So he Digivolves for 3. He draws. We both trash the top 3. Let's see what he brings out here. He brings back out the Gallantmon. And then I'm at 2. So then I draw for turn. My fighter mode on suspends. Promote Flamedramon. I swing in with Flamedramon for 1 security check. It dies. And then the effect of Devimera. I draw 1 and trash 1. At this point, it doesn't really matter what I trash because I already have my setup. I swing over the War Growlmon with in fighter mode, and then I pierce for 2. I'm still at 2, so I believe I just ended up choking him out by dropping a Gallantmon. Because that should have been the play right there. Yep. Left him at 1. Pass it over to him. And at this point, there really isn't much he can do. I mean, he can go into the start of that Gallantmon, but he would just be passing turn after that. So he Digivolves for Gallantmon in the back. He draws again. He asked me how many cards were in my trash. I think I had 20 exactly. He thought I had 30, but I had 10 cards in my hand, so there was no way I had the 30. And my deck was still pretty lively right there. I wasn't going to deck out here. So he Digivolves for Gallantmon for 4. He passes it back to me, the 3. He pops the Gazi, and then he swings in because of Blitz with the Takados. So since I had 20, it trashes the top 2. So I make sure I had 20 here. I actually had 20 exactly, which is kind of crazy. So it trashes the top 2. And then the last card he swung at was a Dragon mode, and it ended up dying again. And then it just left me for game. So now we're going to game 2. This time, I believe I started off the game. Oh no, he did. He decided to start. So he hatches for Gallantmon in the back for free, and then he plays Takata for 3. That's a standard play for Gallantmon there. An ideal play. So I hatch my egg. I Digivolve for Imperialdramon. I'm dropping a Wormmon for 3. I go to 0. Reveal the top 3. And then excellent right there. Because you want to see those 2 in the trash right off the bat. But, you know, you can only put 1 in there. So I put the Shadramon because more often than not, the Shadramon is the last missing piece I need to, like, go off. Then I play another Wormmon for 3. You see that? So this time around, I add a Dragon. And I trashed I think I trashed Shadramon. Oh no, I trashed the Dragon and added Shadramon since I already have 1 in trash. It's alright, we can always recover Dragon with Calling of Darkness. Even though it's at 1. So then he hard plays Hero for 4. It puts me to 1. I promote my Imperialdramon. I swing in with Imperialdramon. It dies. And I draw 1 for Imperialdramon on deletion, and I draw 1 for Demimera, and then discard 1. I really like that little play right there. It's just really effective. You just promote, swing, draw 2, discard 1. You know, you're setting up, your trash, and you're drawing consistently. So Imperialdramon has been working out pretty well for me. Then I just hard drop 1 more Wormmon for 3. I add Imperialdramon. And unfortunately, the calling went straight to the bottom, but it's all good. We got 3 Wormmon on the board now, and he's only got 4 cards in his stack left. And he hasn't even promoted yet, so he's at 3. He Digivolves for 2 in the back. It goes to 1. I don't understand why he didn't promote, but I think he just didn't want to lose his Digimon that quick, because he was losing them like the turn before. He plays another Takata for 3. He sets me to 2. I hatch my egg. Checking my trash real quick, making sure I have the setup. I Digivolve for Gazi in the back for free and draw. And drew into Imperialdramon, which would have been more ideal to place on top of that egg instead of Gallantmon. But it's all good. We just played on the next egg. We do run 4 eggs here, so at this point, I Digivolve for 2, go to 1. Actually, I go to 0. I was at 2. Just setting up the Shadramon in the back. And I hard drop B1 for 3. Put him at 3. And then I would discard 1 card here to draw 2. He promotes his Growlmon over. And I think he's ready here because he goes straight to 3 anyways. He Digivolves for more Gallantmon X. He tried to delete my stuff here, but he didn't have the X Anybody or Aurora Gallantmon underneath. So that's a no-go for him. And he didn't realize it until after he did the play, so that kind of screwed him over. He's at 0 right now. So at this point, there wasn't really much he can do. Committed to the play. Probably just saw like 3 Wormmons on the board and just like, damn, I need to do this now. But, you know, gotta make those stacks properly to get the full effects off. He swings into the stack and then suspends, and it's a tie, so that helped out a lot because it just sets me straight to 3. And then he just hard drops a Gallantmon for 3, reveals the top 4. And I believe he just added the Gallantmon there. Yep. Places the rest at the bottom. It's my turn. I draw for turn. I promote Shadramon. And then I really screwed up right here because I Digivolve for 2 for Flamedramon. Then effect the Flamedramon, I DNA Digivolve for Imperialdramon. Then draw for DNA Digivolving, then Imperialdramon's effect, I bring back Dinobemon. Then I DNA since I'm at 1 still and I'm able to do it. For Dragon Mode, I blow up the board, he gets to keep one of his Digimon. And this is where I screwed up right here really bad. I mean, I had a fighter mode in hand, but I was gonna go into another Dragon Mode and then use fighter mode. So I decided to stupidly swing into the stack first with the dragon. And I learned the hard way that I should just go for fighter mode right off the bat. Because then that happened. Lost all 3 of my Wormmons. And I'm like, alright, that's fine. You know, it's all good. And that didn't hurt. That shit stung. So, you know, he's at 2 left. I could have potentially won that game there, but, you know, this is why I make these videos, so I can learn from my mistakes, and you guys can too. So next time, I would definitely go into fighter mode. I'm not even gonna wait. I hard drop Labramon for 3. I draw 1, discard 1, and pass it back to him. He hatches his egg. Digivolves for Solarmon in the back. Gets the draw in. And he Digivolves for 0 on top of Gilmon. Deletes my Labramon. Now things aren't looking so great for me here. So he Digivolves for 2. He goes to 1 for Growlmon. I believe right here he just goes straight into Gallantmon because he can. Crazy thing is that they get blitz because of the Tocado. And he has a hero, which he can suspend to boost it up even more. So he's looking pretty decent right now. So that's exactly what he did. Digivolves for 4. I think I had 10 exactly. So he swings in, suspends the Tocado. And he actually swung over my dragon. And I thought I had retaliation, but it didn't. So it trashed the top card first, and then it got rid of my dragon. And at the very end, I just got a Demi-Mera effect to go off. So I drew 1 and discarded 1. So now the tables have been turned, and I'm on the fence here. So I hatch my egg. Digivolve for Gobblemon in the back for free. I draw. And I just realized too, I should have been 3 checks because of the tie. I had the tie on the board last turn. Oh, before I made that play. So I kind of screwed that up there. I dropped the Blanc for 3. I discard 1, draw 2, and then I hard drop a Wormmon for 3. I add the Dragon Mode, trash the Vmon, put the Imperialdramon at the bottom of the deck. Then pass it back to him. So right here, it's just a race against time now. So he has the 3 cards on the board to like start swinging away. And all I need to do is get rid of two cards in general. Easier said than done though. So right here, swings with Gallantmon. But actually he asked first how much I had in the trash. Oh yeah, he goes into the Paladin mode. That's what he did. He actually got this game in right after that because Paladin mode is just busted. So he swings in. I think it was, yeah, it treasures the top. Yeah, he got it right there. I ended up giving up after that point. Then finally, game 3. So in this last game, I'll just let you guys find out who wins. So he decided to go first again. Well, actually, I let him go first because I'm the one who lost. So Digivolves for Gallantmon X anybody. Draws again. Actually, no, what is that? I can't even tell right now, to be honest. This little thing's not letting me see when I'm voice recording, but it's all good. So I Digivolve for to appear in the back, and I hard drop Vmon for 3, put him at 1, discard 1 to draw 2. He draws for turn. And he Digivolves in the back again. So I don't know why he didn't promote, but you know, it's not like I had something threatening on the board. So he plays red memory boost for 3, puts me to 2. He goes the top 4, and unfortunately all he could grab was a Gallantmon right there, I believe. Yep. Yes, the Gallantmon, everything goes to the bottom. We could have added the Gallantmon, but I don't think he needed that. So then it's my turn. I'm at 2. I promote to Imperialdramon. And obviously I'm going to start swinging away with it. So get that drawing and start discarding. So I get 1 draw for Tapir and 1 draw for Demimera. And then I discard 1 for Demimera. And then I'm still at 2 here. So I want to start setting up the rookies. Yep. So I play Wormon for 3 to choke them out at 1. I add the Imperialdramon, trash on the other 2 go to the bottom. I was thinking of Analog Youth. He finally promotes the War Gallantmon. I mean the Gallantmon, I'm sorry. It pops his memory boost. He goes to 3. He goes into War Gallantmon. Draws. We both trash the top 3. That ended up helping me out a little bit. Just a little. He plays the Takata for free off the War Gallantmon. Then he Digivolves for Gallantmon. He puts me at 3. He has Blitz, so he goes and swings in for 2 checks. And pops one of my Digimon by doing so. He popped both of them actually. He gains a memory back. And then unfortunately it was a fighter mode, so he lost his whole stack right there. 1 swing. And it's back to me. I get another chance at life here. Digivolve for Tapir. I hard drop 1 Gabumon to choke him back out at 1. And it's looking pretty decent for me here since he has nothing on the board other than a Tamer. Digivolves for Gallantmon in the back for free. Then he Digivolves for 2 for Gallantmon. Passed it back to me. I'm at 1. I promote. Swinging with Tapir. And it dies, obviously. So then I draw 1. And then draw 1 and discard 1 for the Demimera. Then I go ahead and hard drop a Gauzy, put him at 2. In case he tries to use any memory boosts. Promotes the Gallantmon. This deck is pretty consistent when it comes to getting into his level 5s. His level 6s as well. It's a battle for red, purple supremacy right now. Because that deck also uses some cards. Well, like one card really. But it's in there. Yep, Digivolves for 3 for Gallantmon. He draws, and then we both trash the top 3. Which, you know, he doesn't realize he's helping me trash stuff, so... Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he realizes it, but... That's what the card does, too, so... Kind of like a double-edged sword when it comes to this game here. I was just admiring the card. So he hard drops the Gallantmon for 3. Oh no, he plays the Gallantmon, I'm sorry. I always forget that after he trashes, he gets to play a Takado or a Gallantmon. But it's all for nothing, ask. Because I believe I go into Dragon mode right here in the next turn, so I'm at 1. Yep. Draw for turn, hatch my egg, Digivolve for Gobble in the back, draw another card. And this is where I go off. So I Digivolve for 2, draw 1, effect the Flamedramon. Digivolve for Shadramon for another 2, put him at 3, effect the Shadramon. DNA for Imperialdramon, draw for DNA, effect the Imperialdramon. Bring back the Dino from trash. End of turn, Shadramon effect, DNA again for Dragon mode. And once I DNA for Dragon mode, I blow up the board. He gets to keep 1. I swing in, Digivolve for 2, go into Fighter mode. This time I didn't hold back, so then tucks the Dragon mode at the bottom of the deck. Swings over the Gallantmon for 2 checks at 15,000. Wait, is he at 15,000? Yeah, he's at 15, so my fighter mode actually died right there because that thing's at 15 as well. So when it dies, luckily it brings back a Wormmon and a Vmon from trash. So you get the Wormmon effect first, you reveal the top 3, you add the dragon, you trash 1, and then you put 1 at the bottom of the deck. So I put the Shadramon. And then the Vmon, you discard 1 and then draw 2. And then it's his turn. He's at 4, I believe. Oh no, he's at 5. Yeah, he left him at 5 because he was at 3. And then I went to 2 more. But, you know, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything on the board. He just hatched his eggs, so it's all good. He Digivolves for Solarmon in the back for free. He gets a draw in. Digivolves for 2. And I believe at this point he had just lost already, but he played it out. Digivolves for 2 more. And then he passed it over to me with Takado. I swing in. I was afraid it would be a Crimson, but it wasn't, and I got the game.